Now, we're going to take our file and put it into our library so we can work with it. So we're going to find any file. The one we're using is the most paid athlete. I'm going to double click on that. And you see this space in between the code and here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to hit change. The library I want it to be is my folder. So this is going to say my folder. And I'm going to call it what I want it to be called, most underscore. Remember, you can't have spaces, athletes. Okay, I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to go to the running man and run at. Obviously, it's in there already. I'm not going to replace it. Then I'm going to click on my libraries. I'm going to go to the library that I created, my folder, and check if it's in there. So mine is in there. I'm going to screenshot that, and it's going to look something like this. Okay, cool. So the next thing that we asked is for you to use Proc Print to print out your data. Cool. So I'm going to go to Files. I'm going to go here and open up a new program. Okay. So very easily, I'm just going to use Proc Print. So everything in SAS is a proc, standing for procedure. So I'm typing in Proc Print. Now I'm going to tell it to Proc Print, but where is my data? So I'm going to type in data, and you can see how it's coming up. So I'm going to find my folder. I'm going to hit period or dot, and that's going to show me everything in here. And I'm going to go to write that. There's a semicolon at the end of my line, and I'm going to type in run, and that tells SAS that's the end of my code. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to run. Okay, I like to put this in a new browser. So here I have all of my I have all of my data set here. Okay, and I could take a screenshot of some of it, and that's gonna look right just like this. I'm gonna put that there. So I asked you to put 2 or 3 athletes that you recognize and how you know them. Please write that out. The next thing, Adriel, is I'm going to go to Proc Print. All right, and that's going to show me everything in my data. So I'm going to go back to code. I'm going to type in Proc Contents. I still got to tell it where the data is. So my data is in my folder, dot most paid athletes. I'm going to put a semicolon, and I'm going to do that. Step outside, honey. And I'm just doing what fathers do, right? This is what fathers do. We watch our daughters. So I'm going to click on that, and so it gives me everything I need, where when it was created, when it was modified, how many pages, and these are my variable names and what type. Is it a character variable or numerical? And you got to be careful, because some things like here, rank, it says it's numerical, but a rank is still a place, first place, second place, third. So that's actually a categorical variable, right? And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take a screenshot, and it should look something like that. All right, so then we want to start manipulating the data. So we want to find part of the data set where all the athletes are from the United States. Okay, so let's go back. Now remember, now I'm going to show you how if you do an asterisk, you can comment things to yourself. So you want to make comments to yourself. So I'm going to say all American athletes. Okay, and I'm going to put another in there. And I'm going to just copy and paste. So remember, when you're writing code, copy and pasting is your best friend. So I'm going to do Proc Print, all that. But I'm going to write a new line of code. I'm going to use the where statement. So I'm going to say where. Well, let's go here. Which variable represents the nation? So this is nations. So nations, we want that to equal the United States. So I'm just going to copy this. So where nation equals, and it needs to be in quotation marks, I'm going to copy US, United States, because it has to be exactly that. All right. And we're going to go there. All right. And I'm going to run that. And now I have a data set where the only people in it are athletes from the United States of America. Yeah, I didn't know Dale Earnhardt was on this list right here. Cool. Blake Griffith, Barry Zito, all of these. Okay. So now I asked you to do this last one. I wanted you to figure out how to proc print to view just the women who are in the top 100 paid athletes. So we want a data set with just the women. So I want you to do that, and I want you to pause it, figure it out, and come back and check. Okay, cool. If you have not figured that out, so here we're going to do all women in this data set. Cool. Obviously, I probably should copy and paste, but I'm just going to type in proc print, and the same thing. My data set is here. Most paid athletes. I'm going to type in where. Now, what variable controls where the women and men are? Gender, right? So I'm going to say where the gender is equal to. Let's see what they have for gender. They have male and they have female. So I'm going to copy this female over. So I'm going to say I want to print it out, but only where the gender is women. Okay. And we're going to run that. And you could see that the three high out of the 100 top paid athletes for this year, there were 3 women. So Maria Sharapova, Serena, and this person here who I don't know, but I think they're all tennis players. So tennis is pretty good. So that is how you would find that. Final thoughts after that. Thank you.